Minnesota, a cold, gray place to die. I made that up, but it sure felt like it. We had gone to the Mall of the Americas for some strange reason. We needed to pick something up, and they had a display of artwork from school children. And we thought, well, that's charming, let's go have a look. Particularly because, as was described, the assignment was the children, this was 4th grade, the children were supposed to create a character, draw the character, and then write a couple of sentences, 1 or 2 or 5 or 6, to describe the character and tell people what this character was like. And we thought, how utterly charming. Oh, look at this Mr. Bun Bun. Mr. Bun Bun lives in a burrow down in the ground and he's very happy. Oh, what's this over here? Oh, this is always this just adorable. We turned around the corner and I noticed there was an image that was like a circle with a circle inside and these lines coming out and a big black line going into it. And the little story said, Mr. Eye of Death has only one eye. His other eye was poked out with an ice pick. I said, this kid's in 4th grade. I like this kid. What's this one next to it? This amorphous, green, vaguely humanoid shape. And the little story was, Snot Man is a depressed middle-aged guy who lives with his mom. It does not take a genius to deduce, number 1, these 2 kids sat next to each other. Number 2, these were the 2 furries in the class. I'd love to know where these kids are today. Probably in Congress. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't go there. I got my list of things. What? What is that? Oh, right. I've been telling these stories for a damn long time. It's kind of depressing when, college kids come up and say, oh yeah, my parents used to watch you. Oh, shut up. Yeah. I'm going to take you back to the year 1999. The 90s. Give us 90s.
The 90s. Does that remind you of something?
1990s, not 1890s. 1990s. Chemistry is my field. I have a doctorate in chemistry. Dartmouth, 1991. Poison Ivy League. I had decided to give something else a try. In 1999, I left chemistry and I joined an outfit in Philadelphia whose mission is to procure human tissue for biomedical research. You see, I went from being the scientist to being the hunchback. My job was simple. I would stand around outside of operating rooms. Excuse me, you can use that? Can I? Yeah, I'll take that with me. Okay. No, it's not like that. That's how it was before this organization came along. We did it more professionally. I had many, many duties here. One of the things that I had to oversee was the laboratory. Because frequently, when the tissue was procured, it was used directly, right away. Sometimes, however, it couldn't be used right away. We had to keep it. They had a whole bank of ultra cold, minus 80 degrees Celsius. You're close enough to Canada, you understand that, right? Freezers. And when I first joined the company, the person who had preceded me apparently had a sense of humor, because the freezers, the chambers, not allowed to call them freezers, the chambers, were meticulously organized. My favorite was chamber 3, because chamber 3 is where the gentlemen's portions were. My predecessor had carefully arranged them by size. And when you open it up, it looked like a xylophone. I remember opening up, well, that's something you don't see every day. I bet that guy did the bass, he was popular. You know, the low C, look at him. Whoa. Well, it was a difficult job. It is a difficult business to be in because you can never get away from the realization that your success depends on somebody else's unspeakable tragedy. I don't think I would have been able to work there as long as I had I not had the friendship of my buddy Murray. This is Murray. Murray and I would spend hours together in the lab. We would talk. Actually, I would talk. He would listen primarily. Because see, Murray, he was only from here up. He wasn't an employee, he was, well, a client, you might say. He's what we call in the business a cranium. And, well, okay, his name wasn't actually Murray. I just called him Murray because he looked like a Murray. Murray the Head. So he was my best buddy, Murray the Head. And, you know, I would open, he was in number 4. I would open, yo, Murray, how's it? It was Philadelphia. Yo, Murray, how's it going? He wouldn't say anything, but I knew, you know, I knew. So, like I said, we had many long philosophical discussions. A secret that Murray never shared with me. I don't know the history of this amazing anatomical gift that this gentleman gave to his, you know, future generations. But Murray had the most blissful, beatific smile on his face. I don't know how Murray went, but that's how I went. I mean, I can imagine. I asked him a few times, but he, very discreet fellow, never shared a secret. One thing that made the job difficult was, this was a building in Philadelphia on a very old power grid. Part of my job, we didn't have these then. We had a thing we called a pager.
Showing your age.
If there was a power failure, I would get paged. Oh my gosh, the chambers, power, you have to go do something. The power has failed. The problem is, in 1999, in this section of Philadelphia, which was built in 1799, and the wiring was put in 1899, there would be power flickers and brownouts all the time. Every single night, I would get a call on the pager. Oh, fuck.
Showing your age!
Just make it up. Make a sound. Yeah, that's what the pager sounded like. 1990. Thank you. Yeah, that's... Shut up! See if you get a Guinness out of me. Anyway, every single night I would get paged and I would have to drive 14 minutes into Philadelphia from my home in the suburbs and get there and find everything was fine. The power had come back on. The security company, which I shall refer to simply as ABC on advice of my lawyer, I called them and I said, guys, this is ridiculous. I am losing sleep. I don't need you to call me if there's a momentary flicker in the power. Here's what I want you to do.